Alright, friends, this week we have Adventures from the Hidden Realms. I think that's what it's called. Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Ah, close enough. The new D&D inspired set for Magic. And so this is going to be the first draft I've done in best of 3. I did a couple tries on Arena on my stream earlier today, but this is the very first day you can play this set. It's finally released online for both Arena and MTGO. So we're going to give it a shot. There are going to be a bunch of new cards, a bunch of new mechanics. Most notably, the Venture is, I think, the biggest new thing. But I have a general idea of the cards in the format now, having played with it, as I mentioned earlier on my stream. But of course, you'll be watching this on the Card Kingdom YouTube channel, so still very fresh. The pick orders are going to be, I mean, there aren't going to really be pick orders. You kind of just have to roll with the punches and see what you can get. But yeah, we're gonna do one of these AFR, the Adventure in the Forgotten Realms, and we'll pick it back up when the draft fires. Okay, and here we are. First pack, pick one, pack one. We opened a true polymorph, 6-mana instant. Target artifact or creature becomes a copy of another artifact or creature. That doesn't seem very good for 6 mana. Yes, there are a lot of cards, and in fact, maybe this is more of the new mechanic than Venture is, but cards that roll dice. There's a lot of dice rolling in this format, and I know a lot of people have mixed feeling about rolling dice to determine outcomes. But anyways, just looking at this pick pack initially, there's not really all that much that's very good here. I mean, Blink Dog is okay, a 3-mana 1/1 double strike that has some value there, but I think the best pick might be the Spoils of the Hunt. 3 mana, it's not a fight effect, it's just a punch effect, and it's an instant speed one, so pretty solid removal spell there. There are some Death Touch creatures in the format as well, where you can get some extra value. But I think that's probably the best pick here over the dog. Oh, there's another dog. What is this? 2 mana for a 3/1 Vigilance. If an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for a basic plains, put on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Okay, kind of interesting. The Knight of the White Orchid type card. Hunter's Mark, 4 mana. Can't be countered. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then it deals damage equal to its power target creature or plane. Okay, so another fight effect here if we want to take that. Sorry, another punch effect here if we want to take that. The nice thing about the punch effects, they're a lot less susceptible to blowouts than the fighting effects are. Another good card here is the Owlbear, 5 mana 4/4 Trampler that also draws a card when it enters the battlefield. There are going to be a lot of random keywords on cards that go along with D&D themes. So it's not that these are going to be like Whirlwind here, Keen Senses here. They're not going to show up on every single card. They're just kind of for flavor, if you will. I'm going to go ahead and take the Owlbear, second pick after taking the Spoils. Could take the Hunter's Mark, but let's go with this. You'll also notice there are a lot of cards that have multiple modes. You can either do one or do something else. I'll show you if one of those comes up. Here we go. You know, you can choose one. So it gives you a little bit of value in being able to choose multiple modes of a card. Barbarian class is really fun. The die roll deck is super unique. It's like blue-red for the most part. But it's actually pretty nice if you can get it together. For us, though, what do we want to take here to follow up what we have? Grim Bounty is pretty solid. Just a 4-mana removal spell that makes a treasure. One of the most value creatures here is the Priest of Ancient Lore, 3 mana 2/1 draw card, gain a life. Here's one of the Venture cards. I don't think I can show you what the Venture does right now, but there are 3 specific dungeons that you can enter when you venture, and then every time you venture, you progress a little bit further into the dungeon, and each of those times has a different mode. Or anyways, we'll have to show you in game because it doesn't look like I'll be able to do so much here. Portable Hole, exile target non-land permanent opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. That's not bad. Might just want to take the Null Hunter here. 2 mana 2/2, and then if you attacked with creatures with power 6 or greater this combat, it puts a 1/1 counter on itself. That seems fine. Another card that's been super impressive is you find some prisoners. Plenty of artifacts that you want to blow up in this format, but if there are no artifacts, then you can look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's library and get to cast one using any mana. And notably, this says until the end of your next turn, so you get some time to cast that card. But let's just keep taking green cards for now. There's a lot of reading in this format. I'm glad I played a couple events before just jumping straight in here. White Dragon's pretty good. 6 mana 4/4 flyer, enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls, and it doesn't untap. There's Brazen Dwarf for the dice rolling deck. Let's see, another Priest of Ancient Lore. There's a Zombie Ogre, which can do some amount of venturing, but I'm going to take the White Dragon. Can't really pass up some 4/4 flyers in limited, ones with good abilities. I'm not quite sure what the green-white deck is in this format, or if there is one. Still learning the color pairs, the identities of the decks, but for right now, we're just kind of taking what I think might be the better cards in each pack and going from there, which is completely fine. All right, Cleric class. If you would gain life, you gain that much life +1. And whenever you gain life, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. And this, whenever it comes level 3, return target creature from your graveyard to the battlefield, you gain life. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, we could probably take that and maybe move into the Cleric deck. I think green-white might be Clerics after all. I don't have any life gain right now, but I did just pass 2, I think, of those white creatures that draw a card and then gain a life when they enter. I mean, this is also not terrible if we want to take this. Meet in a tavern, look at the top 5, reveal any number of creatures. Actually, let's just take the green card for now, since we already know we're green. Or at least more green cards than anything else. What is this? Target creature or planeswalker opponent control phases out if that permanent is black. Exile it instead. 2 mana flash. Cast the spell only if a creature died this turn. It's a 5/3. Interesting. Manticore. 4 mana, 2/1 flying flash. Destroy target creature and opponent controls that was dealt damage this turn when it enters. And then there's like a Wanti Fangblade, 2/2 Death Touch that ventures. I'm going to try taking this Grim Wanderer. 2 mana 5/3 flash seems interesting. Enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library and reveal an artifact, put it in your hand. Whenever one or more artifacts enter the battlefield, you control, put a 1/1 counter on it. It only triggers once a turn. That doesn't seem very good. So this is a 3 mana 2/4 that is a 4/2 while it's your turn. It seems fine. Pretty good with Spoils of the Hunt and good for Null Hunter. But yeah, I have a feeling that people are going to be very polar on how they feel about this deck. I think there are going to be a lot of people that love it and a lot of people that dislike it. So, to each their own. Let's take a sideboard plummet here. Don't think any of these black cards are particularly great. Sepulchre Ghoul, or there's a Find a Cursed Idol. I think this card's actually fine. It's just versatile, right? You can kill an artifact, kill an enchantment, or you can make a treasure and venture into the dungeon if you're not doing any of those. So, seems okay, especially if I don't want to commit to a second color yet. But yeah, lots of flavor in this format, or in this set. Again, it is based around like D&D themes, as we get a Boulette. 4 mana 3/3. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, put a 1/1 counter on it. It seems fine. I'm not a big fan of this. 5 mana 4/1 reach that makes a 2/2 when it enters. Don't think that's that good. The equipment's okay but slow. I've actually been impressed by the Devour Intellect. It's not too hard to get a treasure. There's plenty of ways to make treasures. And then, yeah, you get to look at your opponent's hand and take a card with it, so. Looks good so far. Maybe an aggressive green deck build. What is this? Zerial, Archduke of, I can't read that. Avernus. 4 mana, 4 loyalty. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. Create a 1/1 red devil token with, when it dies, 1 damage to any target. You get an emblem with the end of the first combat phase on your turn. Untap target creature you control after this phase and is additional. Wow. I guess I'm probably supposed to take the Planeswalker here. I mean, I'm not locked into any color besides green, so. Okay, yeah, let's try it out. The format's new, so no better time than to try out a Planeswalker, I guess. What the heck is this now? A red-green card. Legendary creatures you control enter the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on them. No, that's not good. Legendary spells you cast cost green, red, less to cat. No. So that's probably not very good in limit. Oh, so for those of you wondering what this is, all of the class cards, they enter and they have their first ability, and then you can level them up at sorcery speed, and they gain that next ability while still retaining all of the previous abilities. So some of them are very good. That one is not particularly so. Yeah, I mean, these red cards aren't very exciting. It might still be best if I take like Precipitous Drop here. I think this card's pretty nice. Enchant creature gets -2/2, and then it ventures into the dungeon. Although I've been impressed with Hoarding Dragon. It's surprising how much work that does, but I think my black right now is just better than my any red that I could get there. 50 feet of rope. So a 3 ability artifact, but pretty slow. Doesn't look that good to me. A lot of blue cards here. I mean, nothing in green that I want. This Herbalist doesn't really do much. Not really anything in black. Baleful Beholder is like okay. Am I supposed to take like the Priest of Ancient Lore here? Maybe. I'm kind of all over the place right now, but I guess maybe that's not to be unexpected in a new format. All right, we can just take Green Dragon here. 6 mana, 4/4 flyer, and when it enters the battlefield until end of turn, whenever a creature an opponent controls is dealt damage, destroy it. So kind of gives your creatures death touch for the turn. Passing some good cards, though. I mean, another Precipitous Drop. Improvised Weaponry is okay. Another Owlbear here, perhaps, if I don't want to take this Intrepid Outlander. 2 mana, 2/3 reach. If it attacks and you attack with a creature with total power 6 or greater this turn, you venture. I think the Owlbear is probably still just better, though. 7/6 that gains 3 when it enters. Not exciting, but probably fine here, I guess. Choose your weapon. Double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn, or 5 damage to a creature with flying. That seems pretty nice. The versatility makes it good here, I think. Some okay black cards maybe, but again, just stick with green for now. Yeah, it looks like we're not going red. I mean, I think it's correct to take a Planeswalker there when I'm not committed to a second color in the beginning of pack 2, but it just doesn't look like that came together. I mean, it looks like the black is probably the route I'm going to end up going. But who knows, maybe I open some really nasty white card and make a pivot, since again, this is This is not that impressive for green anyways. I think in draft, the venturing into the dungeon is going to be a lot less relevant than in sealed. But like I was mentioning, there are 3 different dungeons that you can go into, and once you're in one, you cannot go into another until you complete that current one. As we get a, Thieves Tool here? Is that even good in this deck? That doesn't seem like it. We don't really have any small creatures since these all get turned into 4/2s on my turn. Maybe Veteran Dungeoneer is okay. Okay, well, maybe. Find a path. And there's the battlefield. Venture into the dungeon, and then it ramps. That lets me go from 3 to 5. I think that's probably good. Another Find a Cursed Idol. I don't know if I would start 2 of those, because I don't consider venturing into a dungeon as like drawing a card. Because, well, again, I can't until I could show you the dungeons for you to see what they do. The majority of the time, it's like a small effect, but not necessarily drawing a card until the later stages. It's true though, the more venture you have, the more, I guess, akin to a draw card it can be like. Man, it's a super late Jin Windseer too. 4 mana, 3/3 flyer that it automatically gets some amount of scry value when it enters is really nice. There's no way I can move into blue though, right? Guess we'll just take the Herbalist. Okay, Longbow is a fine sideboard card. I don't think I would start this in the main. It's just a little bit clunky. But yeah, nothing wrong with trying to win with big green creatures. Another Devour Intellect. How many treasures do I have? Portable Hole, that's pretty late. This makes treasure. The hell is this? Varus Silvery Moon Ranger. 3 mana, 3/3 reach, ward 1. Whenever you cast a creature or planeswalker spell, venture into the dungeon. Whenever you complete a dungeon, make a 2/2. Okay, that's a nice one to open. Given that I am in green. Other good cards. Hunter's Mark. Contact Other Plane, I'm a big fan of. Another Spoils here. The 1/2 Death Toucher for 2 is really good with any of the fight effects, but yeah, that card's... Don't see how I'm going to pass the Varus. It's just like the perfect card to open for our deck. So it only can trigger once a turn, but I mean, that's just extreme value. It's a nice pickup. Paladin class. Okay. Spells your opponents cast during your turn cost 1 more. Creatures you control get +1/+1, and whenever you attack until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +1/+1 for each other attacking creature and gains double strike. Wow. Maybe we're taking that. 3 mana, 3/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, then shuffle and put that on top now. There's another Spoils here. There's also an Intrepid Outlander. This seems pretty good, though. Yeah, I mean, in a creature-based deck like this, I think that's what I want. Maybe we just play the white cards now. Take the Paladin class, try it out. There's a Cleric class too. Don't think that's what we want. What else do we have? There's a dungeon map. Again, I don't think in draft venturing is going to be as important as in sealed, but maybe a consideration. Oh, we also have a planner ally here. 5 mana 3/3 flyer that whenever it attacks gets to venture. I think that's probably a better choice. Yeah, just not enough life gain for that. Okay. Take the flyer. Green-White Beaters. That is what I've ended up as. And, you know, these Cursed Idols are actually going to be useful as a just a kind of a ramp card, I think. Turn 2, get a little bit of value venturing into the dungeon and then making a treasure to cast some of these 5 and 6 drops a turn sooner. What's my removal, though? We have a spoils hole. Yeah, my removal's kind of weak. This is Orb of Dragonkind. Well, if you have a dragon, maybe that's worth playing, but it doesn't look like that's what we want here. For us, we have like a Minimus Containment, a weird Arrest type card. You can enchant any non-land permanent with this, but it turns it into a treasure, so there is a give and take, right? You do give your, or allow your opponent to potentially use that permanent as a mana source later on, but I am in need of removal, so that seems like a fine pickup. Goblin Morningstar is decent. Targnar. Looks like we just have another Knoll Hunter here for us. That's a good one. I wonder if this is good enough. 3/4 for 4 that ventures. Might not be. Though the venture cards do get better for every other venture card you have. Maybe this isn't even worth it. 7/6 for 6. I don't know. Okay, yeah, another pretty good pack here. Another punch effect here if we wanted to, but I think we just want this Priest of Forgotten Lore number 2. Again, just kind of a lot of nice value. I think Portable Hole is probably a card that you don't start in the main and you just bring it in from the sideboard. I wouldn't be surprised if Mace is a good pickup too. It's a little bit slow to equip, but +2/+2 is nice. Fight or Priest? I think it's the Priest. Another Priest and another Minimus Containment. I mean, can't really say no to a creature that just draws a card and replaces itself. Okay. 3 Priests of Ancient Lore, I guess. Yeah, probably cut the Dungeoneer now. What is this? 5 mana 6/2. Roll a d20, activate only if it's in your graveyard. You can either put it on top with a roll, put it in your hand with a roll, or return to the battlefield tapped with a roll. I don't know if that's very good, but it seems like a fine card to sideboard versus like a grindy deck. Oh, okay, we wield one of the fight effects. That's good. So, oh man, we wield all of the fight effects, or punch effects. Yeah, so maybe this is not necessary anymore. Probably can cut the Herbalist. 3 spoils seems like maybe a little bit much. More equipment for the board. I mean, I guess this is probably a cut now too, right? Yeah, we don't need the ramp card. With 3 Priests of Ancient Lore on turn 3. Well, we're going to be drawing a lot of cards, so I don't think we need the land as much. Okay. Yeah, Green-White Beaters. I don't know if this is necessarily the supported archetype I was looking for, but here we are. How good are these Find the Cursed Idol, I wonder? Also have so many 3-drops. I guess this is fine. Yeah, this is good. Okay, Green-White in the AFR draft, the Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Here we go. Let's go 10-7 here, seems fine. Actually, I could probably even go 9-8. I mean, we do need green more than white, certainly, but we really want to have a white by turn 3. So that seems okay. All right, let's submit this and go to round 1. And here we are for round 1 of this AFR Draft League, this Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. I'm going to keep forgetting what that stands for. On the draw with a kind of a slow hand, but I think it's fine since we have our Varus. Opponent has the Warlock class. So they leveled it up to 2. That means they get to look at the top 3. One of them into the hand and the other 2 in the graveyard. So put a green creature and a black creature in the graveyard. They were probably looking for land, would be my guess. It's a 2/2 for 3 that can gain +2/2 and haste until end of turn. Not bad. All right, let's just get this Varus online, though. And start trying to venture. Hopefully this lives for the turn and I get to play a creature and show y'all what it does. I'm just as interested myself to see what the prompt is like on MTGO for venturing into the dungeon. Reaper's Talisman, equipped creature. Okay, that's good. Whenever it attacks, it gains Death Touch until end of turn, and if it attacks alone, they drain 2. It's kind of annoying. No blocks, though. And yeah, here we go. So, venture. All right. So make a choice. Click a dungeon to choose it. And then each of the dungeons have multiple modes. This is the longest, but the most powerful at the end. I would say the Lost Mine of Phandelver is usually the go-to choice because it has the most immediate value, and then it doesn't take too long to get to the end. But the biggest payoff is getting the Dungeon of the Mad Mage online. It takes 7 ventures to get all the way through, which is why I'm willing to try the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, though. Maybe greedy, but I kind of like it. And now I'm stuck with this dungeon, so cannot leave this and try to go to a new one if I venture again. I would have to complete this one first. I kind of like blocking here and forcing them to pump up their creature, because that might eat up their entire turn, and I don't really care about a 2/1 since it already got me value. And they played another Direwolf Prowler. Yikes. Okay, well, this is starting to get a little bit awkward for me, but keep venturing. So now we scry 1. Do we want to keep that? What's the next mode of this? Make a treasure and target creature can't attack until your next turn. Okay. I mean, that seems good. I'll keep it. I might have to just containment the Reapers here. Card is kind of giving me the business. Yep, gonna block. Spoils of the Hunt, fighting my Varus. Okay. That's fine. I mean, they only have one card left, so... I guess let's play the Priest and see what we draw. So do I want to containment the Talisman? I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, wait. No. Wait, why is it still equipped, though? Oh, it loses all the other abilities. Alright, never mind. That's fine. No blocks. If I take 4, so be it. This is what I have to be a little bit concerned about now, though. Taking a little bit too much damage, and then the last mode of the Warlock class. At the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn, so that can get a little bit hairy. Okay. So let's play. We're going to have to play a little bit conservatively now. But 2/2/4s on the opponent's turn are going to do a pretty good job here of stopping their aggression. And once I get to level up my Paladin class, all my creatures are going to get +1/+1. Yeah, they just leveled up the Warlock class for the turn, so they're probably just passing here. Okay, yeah, let's level up. And I can put him on a 2-turn clock here if I level up again. I guess that's probably good. (5/3) double striker. Why not? Intrepid Outlander. Okay. Well, now they're going to be on permanent chump duty on any of my 5/3s, which is nice. Let's start off by casting the Priest, drawing an extra card, seeing what we find. And then attacking. This forces at least one chump. And we can get in for 5, which will put him dead to both of my 5/3s the following turn. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and try to draw some more creatures. We only found a single. Wow. pretty surprised if they could come back from this one, though. These Priest of Ancient Lores, man, they're just so good. So much value. Alright. Got their game 1. Looks like Portable Hull's probably okay versus the opponent. But I don't need to bring it in. Although I'd say it's probably worth. I guess I can cut and you meet in a tavern. I don't have that many creatures. And the other ability is not that good anyways. Try it like this for game 2. Slightly questionable keep, but on the draw, all I need to do is find 1 land and 3 draw steps to cast Priest, so I think that's worth keeping. Obviously a little bit risky, but 3 draw steps is a lot. Easy. And we'll go ahead and Portable Hull, their 2-drop. All right. And should be good to go. This time I'm not going to block. Oh no. This is one of the best cards in the format. Rangers class. So, 2 mana class, when it enters, they make a 2/2. They level it up, and then it gives them like a sparring regimen, and then the last mode they get to, yeah, it's just absurd. Wow. That's so crazy. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just containment it right now, but we are kind of getting wrecked here. I mean, I have 2 of those 2-mana cards that can blow up artifacts and enchantments, but I haven't drawn any. What is this? A Froghemoth. What the heck? 5 mana 4/4 trample haste. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile up to that many target cards from their graveyard. Put a 1/1 counter on it for each creature card exile. What the heck? I guess I just take it so they can't pump up their frog. Holy smokes. So I think what I'm supposed to do is play the boulette here, pass, and then if I can draw another forest next turn, what I can do is I can Spoils of the Vault one of their creatures, end of turn, this triggers, makes a 4/4, and then I can Spoils of Vault the Froghemoth, but I need to draw exactly a forest. Jeez, opponent's deck has got some very good cards in it. Alright, Precipitous Drop. Well, shoot. Now I cannot make that play, because if they attack and this hits me, they make that a 5/5. Oh, man. This is gross. Didn't draw the forest anyways. All right. Yeah, scoop that one up and go to a game 3. Their deck is kind of scary. And I don't really have much more sideboarding I can do versus that. I just need to find my cursed idols. But we'll be on the play this time, so that should help. Game 3 here, round 1. Oh, come on, dude. Same thing as last... And we have more forests in our deck than plains. This is not... Yikes. All right. A good-looking 7. Well, I'm going to have to mulligan down to 6, but... This is rough. Oh, God, this would be such an amazing 7-card hand, but... I want to greed discard a plains, but I feel like I should probably get rid of the paladin class. This is so gross, though. I mean, I guess I can pitch a plains. This is slightly greedy, but I think this is going to win the most games. And if I just draw a 3rd land on curve, it's so brutal. Perfect. Also, I keep drawing the crazy ratio of plains to forests. Maybe I should just be on 10-7, because remember I went to 10 or 9-8, but... Well, there's their goddamn ranger class. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, that's so gross. It's actually super frustrating. Well, I guess I just need to find a way to kill it. There we go. This card is so brutal. Yeah, take 3. Another spoils of the hunt. All right, let's... I can't actually attack into the 1/1 though, because I can just trade. So I need to wait until I can level that up. Actually, next turn I can make this a 4/4. I level up, attack for 6. This triggers. Makes it a 4/4, and then I'm attacking for 7. So they have their 2/4 card. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, removal spell again. Oh, and I can't trade my creature off since I have 2 punch effects. I need to keep it alive this turn, so I just have to take 7 if they attack. Brutal game. Absolutely brutal. guess I just pass here. Yeah, that's a good draw. We can kill that, though, with the Talisman, thankfully. Trade, and I need to find some more of my priests. It's the only way I'm going to come back from this one. Opponent still has 4 cards in their hand. Yikes. I just drew another. Alright, I'm not dead on board, but I'm awfully close. I'm going to have to kill this. I don't really have an option. They can hit me for 6 here, and then I can draw a creature that costs 2. And maybe survive, but not much to say. I mean, Ranger's class is one of the best rares in the format. I don't know if there's a better one I know about yet. And they just had a pump effect. All right. Well, I got smashed there, but you can't really do much about Ranger class. That card is just absurd. So, GG. Let's go to round 2. Okay, we are for round 2 of this AFR Draft League. On the draw with a slow hand, but a good enough hand to keep, I think. Got our double Priest of Ancient Lore to draw some cards. Opponent on that early Warlock class life, looks like. Alright, Barrowin and Clattering in the Graveyard. Ooh, we drew a 2-drop, very nice. So Black-White, I think, is mainly about the venture mechanic. As I have 6 creatures in my hand right now. Alright, first play of theirs is a Dungeoneer, the 3/4 that ventures. And they go with the... Oh, they went for the Mad Mage. Alright, they're going to try to go further and further then. I think I'm just going to curve out here. 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. 5-drop next turn, and then if we can curve into the Green Dragon, we can just attack with all of our creatures, no fear. Zombie Ogre, 3/5 that if a creature died at the end of by the end of the turn, they can venture, sure. I mean, I guess I'm going to get the flyer online since they don't have one of those yet. Start venturing. If I don't draw a land next turn, I'm going to go Priest and Knoll Hunter and set up for the Green Dragon, hopefully. Yeah, I'm not going to block that. We also get to scry here. I think that's the venture I go on. I'm going to bottom the 6-drop. Let's go Priest and try to find a land. Beautiful. Knoll Hunter, and now next turn I get to play Green Dragon, attack with everything, double trigger my Knoll Hunters. It's going to be a great turn. Before they get their tapper online even, perfect. Alright, so they can either make a treasure or make it so a creature can't attack. They can probably turn off my ally if they wanted to. Oh wait, that's right, they did the second. They're only in the second mode, never mind. In that case, we're just going to make some big boom boom attacks. Let's make a 1/1. Okay, so trade, and then we deal them 10 here. Sure. I'm all right with that. That's what Green-White does. Attack, attack, attack. So our next mode, we can either make them lose a life and I gain a life, or I can put a 1/1 counter on a creature. That's a fantastic draw. Let's go to combat. See what they tap down with the monk. If they're going to do that, then we can... fight. Actually, do I attack with everything? Because they would have to chump here, eat that. Take 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think we win here, right? Pump. Put 1/1 counter on target creature. I guess it's the same difference if they lose a life, right? And then fight this. And that should be lethal. There is one card they could have. It's a black instant that gives a creature -4/-1. Or it kills the creature if it's white, I believe. Alright, that went well, though. I guess let's just cut this again and bring in Plummet. How are we looking here? Ugh. Kind of ugly. Probably want to go down to 6 cards. And yeah, that's much better. Keep that. Pitch the second planes. Ranger's Hawk. 1/1 flyer. They can pay 3 and tap. Tap another creature. They get to venture into the dungeon. Okay. Warlock class. I probably should just kill that, I would think. I don't really need it for the mana or the venture right now. Oh, well, certainly not now. One double strike Blinky Dog. Sure. But I'm going to start playing my priests. Gaining life, drawing cards, getting to my big chonkers. The way of the world in Green-White. They don't even want to try to race. Alright, I'm okay with that. Happy enough just to play a priest. Number 2. And that gives us 5 mana for our owlbear next turn. Every creature I'm playing this game is going to draw a card when it enters. Gain a life, draw a card, gain a life, draw a card, and then the owlbear next turn is going to draw a card as well. Okay, but new plan is going to be plummet their planar ally and then probably just fight the bear right or the dog right now. While they're tapped out, seems good. Another planar ally, okay. Sure. Nice. Guess when you draw hot, you draw hot. Gives me a blocker for that ally. Also lets me attack in with both of my 2/1s this turn. Okay, no plays. Ooh! And once again, we drew perfect here. Paladin class, level it up, attack with everything. Yikes, what a beating. Yeah, that, I mean, I drew hot fire there. Oof. You can tell because I'm speaking in tongues. All right, we're 1-1 now. Let's try to salvage a 2-1. And here we are for the third and final round of this AFR draft. Won the die roll with a pretty terrible hand. 2 6-drops, 4 lands, not a keep. So we'll mulligan down to 6. And a pretty good one here. Pitch a plains. And hope that we can find some extra business here. Once again, crazy the ratio of the white sources I keep drawing versus green. Who did this? Who didn't put 10-7? I don't know. Wasn't me. What? We've seen four of our planes. So silly. Okay, I'm hoping to find another green source at some point. Oof, the opponent just played one of the scary 2-drops in the format. 2 mana, 3/3. They get to draw a card if they attack with power 6 or more, and then they can turn it into a 5/3 baseline. That's pretty scary. I guess I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. And hope to draw a forest next turn. Are there any forests out there? Because if I draw another plains, I'm going to be a little bit upset. Alright, they played an owlbear early. Forest. Forest. Thank you. Alright. Get my own owlbear online and hope that they don't kill it. Because I need the spoils of the hunt, and I need my owlbear. I will not block. They have the 4/1 that makes a 2/2. Okay. Ooh, but I drew a paladin class. What does that mean? Do I just play it and level it up? It seems a little bit weak. Could just make a treasure venture and hold up spoils, I guess. But then they just attack. 4 cards in their hand. Alright, I guess I'm going to attack with my owlbear and see if they block. And if they offer the trade, then I'll go ahead and fight in response. Kind of clear up the board a bit. I think clearing up the board is good when I have the meat tavern in my hand to go digging for some more creatures later. And if they just take it, I think playing out the planner ally is probably okay. Alright, they are blocking. Let's go ahead and kill their 4/4 then while we have the chance. Deal some trample damage. And get the Paladin class online. A little bit awkward to trade my 4/4 when it was going to turn into a 5/5 pretty quickly, but again, I think I like clearing up the board when I have a hopeful draw card. Draw multiple creatures, rather, in my hand already. Earth Cult Elemental. What did they roll? Rolls a 4, so each player is going to sacrifice a permanent here. Yeah, I'm going to sacrifice a land. And they did the same, sure. Trade is fine here if they allow it. Although a 6/6 is gosh darn huge. Guess I'm going to make a treasure and venture. And let's go scrying. White dragon seems like a good draw. Might be able to kill him pretty quickly in the air if I can get this Paladin class up to ultimate range. But I'm actually not sure how my deck can beat their 6/6 right now. All right, take 6. And they have a 2 follow-up plays. Yeah, we probably can't win this one. I mean, I get to play my white dragon and tap down the 6/6 for a turn, but this isn't looking great for me. Oof, and now they have a green dragon. Nice. So they can attack with both if they really wanted to. Yeah, not blocking. One card left in their hand. I guess I just play out my 3/3. That gives me a good double block on the 6/6 if they don't have anything. But this is looking pretty bad for us. What did they do this game? They didn't even play any removal. They just played like big creatures. Creatures that outclassed my creatures. Also, for the record, I've been very impressed with Hoarding Ogre. 4-mana 3/3s are never very exciting, but this one just gets so much value. No matter what, you get at least 1 treasure when it attacks. And anytime you get 2 or get lucky and get 3, it just feels so good, especially if you can utilize the mana, you know? All right, here I have to double block the 6/6. Hope they don't have anything, and that we just get a trade-off for the 4/4. And then next turn I can level this up, and then the ally can trade with the dragon. Yeah, they played a land. If they don't have anything last card in their hand. Return target permanent. Ah, well, that'll do it. Good enough. What did they roll? They rolled an 18, so only I have to sacrifice. And yeah, I don't think I have a way to beat that now. Nope, that'll do. All right, let's scoop that one up and go to game 2. Portable hole seems playable. I don't think we bring in the plummet. We just saw one flyer. I guess I could bring in one of my fatties myself, but I already have one in there, so let's just bring in the hole and go to game 2. And here's game 2 of the third and final round. We'll be on the play. Good enough looking hand. 3-drop, 3-drop, 5-drop. No removal. But solid enough creature quality, it feels like. Maybe we can put the pressure on the opponent this time. I guess I'm going to lead with the Circle of the Moon Druid. And try to go aggressive here. Alright, no more lands for a little while, please. Nice, that's a good one. And that especially makes me want to play out the Circle of the Moon Druid here on turn 3, because on my turn, can deal 4 damage to something. So there's the Prosperous Innkeeper again. Alright, no big deal there. Another spoils, nice. Let's go to combat. Attack for 4. Play out our priest, draw a card, land, pass. I'm going to play the Owlbear out, sure. So we're just going to spoils that and then attack for 6, I think. Hopefully we draw something to do with 2 mana. Nope, but that's fine. Keep the beatdowns clowning. Yeah, this card's kind of good. 3 mana, 2/4. That's a 4/2 on your turn. I don't know. It's always aggressive on your turn and always defensive on the opponent's turn, so that doesn't seem that bad. Alright, a bunch of 2/2s from the opponent. No big deal. White Dragon, huh? Yeah, I'll play that out. Don't think I'm attacking, though. Hopefully flyer this turn into flyer next turn is good enough. Oh, but they had a plummet. Okay, another spoils. Please don't have another plummet. Looks like they just returned their Owlbear back to their hand, which is fine. Because we can just kill that with our Circle of the Moon Druid like we did previously. Are they thinking about attacking here, huh? Oh, I guess they can attack with the Battlecry Goblin. If they want a double pump, but I'm not blocking. Alright, as expected, there's their bear. No land drop, so 4 spells still in their hand? Is that what you're telling me? Let's venture. And let's go for the Scry, I think. Yeah. Need to find some action. Okay, we'll take a 7/6. And let's go ahead and spoil their 4/4 again while I can. I'm not feeling very comfortable. Another owlbear, Jesus, okay. Well, I mean, at least they're not doing anything to my flyer yet. Alright. Let's attack, and I'm going to make a treasure here. It's going to seem odd, but it's going to let me hold up spoils after playing the Herd Gorger still. So we want to go the mine tunnels. So now if they try to do something, I can still spoils here. And I'll even get the treasure trigger from the spoils, because this buffs up the creature's power for each treasure that was sacrificed to cast it. Huh. I mean, I could just also take 4 damage and see what they do. Blocking's okay with the 7/6, but then if they have a damage-based spell as a follow-up, I kind of get wrecked. Okay, that's their big play. Well, that's really good for me, because now I get to... let's see. Now I get to spoils here, pay the ward. Attack with everything. And what do we want to do? Dark Pool? Yeah, Dark Pool leaves them dead to the flyer next turn. So chump here, trade here, take 3, go to 3. They must still have a trick in their hand, though, if they attacked with the Owlbear into my 7/6, as opposed to attacking with one of their 2/2s. So some kind of combat trick was still in their hand, but we'll not know what that is anymore. Yeah, I mean, maybe we just want another fatty. Maybe this Cursed Idol is not very good versus them. Can we draw our Varus again? The opponent has such little removal that Varus can just kind of wreck them, it feels like. No Varus, but good enough hand. Here we go. Game 3 of the 3rd and final round. Can we salvage a 2-1? More spoils. Nothing on turn 2 from the opponent. There's their Innkeeper again. I think I'm actually supposed to create a treasure token myself here, and then go for a scry again. There's our Varus, but is that even what we want anymore? I guess it probably is. I wonder if I'm still supposed to just Owlbear next turn, though. Probably, yeah. Owlbear, probably a little bit better, because then it lets me get a Knoll Hunter activation potentially, as well as enabling spoils of the vault, or spoils of the hunt on my opponent's larger creatures. So that seems right. Oh, there's their cult again. They rolled a 14, so only I sacrifice something. Yuck. I guess I'm going to sacrifice the 2/2. I think keeping the 4/4 is right, and keeping all my lands seems right, given what I have in my hand. And then we can just Varus this turn into Dragon next turn, and maybe we're okay still. Depends on what kind of pressure they can apply this turn. Yep, no blocks. Take 6. Okay, another kind of problematic card, but so be it. Actually, I guess that one's not that bad, because I'm going to make a 1/1 token here. And the 1/1 can just block the 4/1, no problem. Tap down their 6/6. Yeah, that's fine. Targnar, yeah. Okay. That's not a bad draw. Let's go Circle of the Moon Druid here. Storeroom. Make our flyer a 5/5. Attack for 5 in the air, and then just contain their elemental, I think. Oh, man. Gotta start using my fight effects, though. Or punch effects. Ooh, if I can draw one more creature, I will complete the dungeon and make a 2/2. That would be very good. Alright, they sacked their elemental and played an owlbear with the second green, sure. My best draw is probably like the 3-mana 2/1 that draws a card and gains a life. But just any castable creature, while holding up spoils, would be very, very good. Land is not great. Alright, I think I'm just going to pass here, I guess, then, and play it conservatively now. If they go for some big crazy attack, hopefully the double spoils can blow them out. Another Ranger. They only have one card left in their hand. Let's go ahead and kill their Targnar now. Nice, and that is one of the cards we were looking to draw. Draw a card, completed the task. Alright, and once again we're looking okay. Still don't think I attack with the flyer. I think I'm going to wait a turn, get the Herd Gorger online. Now we can start activating our Varus again on our new dungeon mode. Big ol' worm. Yeah, it doesn't have trample though, right? No, it's just an 8/7. Alright, I think I'm gonna go greedy now and go for the big dungeon. Oh no. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under their control, now they're going to gain 2 life. Alright, they're hellbent though, so... I mean, it actually seems like we're in a better spot here. Oh yeah, especially with all these draws. Bottom that. Draw a card. Priest. Oh, that's right, it only triggers once a turn. Whoops. I should not have actually played out the second priest, I think. Okay, they're going to go for the double block. That's what we want. We go for the punch because they have no cards in their hand. Yeah, this is... The Varus is just single-handedly beating them. I can also just chump this, but let's see if we can get a trade-off, or if they do have some trick they drew. Sure. Oh, it gains trample. Ah, okay. Well, I mean, they're still hellbent. And I'm still doing way too many things a turn. Let's go Twisted. Let's make their worm unable to attack. Let's attack for 5 in the air again. Whoa! All right. They drew a green dragon. That was a good draw. I mean, I still have a ton of... It's not like they have better attacks, really. They can start... They can send in, like, their weenie creatures if they want to, but that doesn't even accomplish all that much. So 4/4 for 4/4 is okay. Whenever a creature is dealt damage, destroy it. 2/1 for 2/2 seems okay. And then I can trade like 1/1 and 2/1 for 3/3. That's fine. A lot of trades we don't mind there. We get to scry 2 with this. Good. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Let's go top, top, and that's exactly what we were looking for. Now I don't even want to attack. I just want to sit back. Albeast into the level up is going to be pretty much game, I would think. Because once we get our Anthem effect online, there's just not really much they can do here. Let's go with the tokens for the blocks against the worm. Draw our card, play the class, level up. And now we can attack for 10 in the air, which will level up again. Actually, let's play it safe and just attack with the 4/4. Bottom, top the spoils. And next turn, we're going to finish off the Dungeon of the Mad Mage and get the draw 3 cards, cast one of them for free. Seems good. Alright, this time I am going to play around some crazy trample effect and put all of my big creatures in front of the worm so I don't randomly die. So even if they have the double pump effect here, we still kill the worm. If they have double pump plus trample, I guess it would be the trample pump plus double pump. The card I have in my sideboard, not the find the path, where is it? The choose your weapon. That would be disgusting. Ah, double strike. Okay. That doesn't work by itself, though. I still get to kill the worm. Yeah, alright. And now we get to level this up. And that should be game over. Oh my god, so many triggers here. We finished off our Mad Mage. We triggered the Varus. We drew the Hill Gorger, which we cast for free. And now this ability triggers, and we have an 11/11 double strike flying, which is killing the opponent. That was sweet. A lot of things just went on there. If you didn't understand what happened, I guess I didn't explain it very well. But yeah, this set has a lot of interesting interactions, a lot of new cards. Like I said, there are 3 specific dungeons that you can enter anytime you venture. Once you're in a specific dungeon, say the Lost Mine of Phandelver, for example, you have to stay in that dungeon until you finish it. So kind of think of it as like an enchantment with all these different abilities. But yeah, that was pretty sweet. I'm glad we finished off a 2-in-1 there with our first draft. Lost to that crazy Rangers class card from our round 1 opponent, but not too bad. And Varus, man, really went off since the opponent just didn't have much removal. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this AFR draft, and there will be more to come. See you guys later.